Hello YouTube friends, welcome to the Red Parrot channel. I am your host Mary Ellen. This is an episode of slow stitching where I am following Dances with Pitbull's crazy quilt methodology, and we are at the point where we are able to start the actual embellishment. So that is all of the embroidery, sewing of beads and all of the pretties, and so I haven't done a stitch yet because I have been pulling and looking at all of the stuff and all of this, and so I'm overwhelmed, and this is a microcosm of what I have pulled out of my stash. I have one objective, and that is to make sure that the centers are centers, meaning that I want them to do the most popping. And to get them to pop, I have been thinking of ways of doing that. Cue this. So can I outline it with this? Can I outline it with rickrack? Can I do all of the things? And I think I have settled on the idea of using thread color. So I have fancy thread from, this is via Sue Spargo, and I think this is, it says Sue Spargo, hand-dyed in South Africa. It is the House of Embroidery floss. And I think this yellow is going to be my color of choice for at least the short term. That's my plan anyways. Oh dear. There. Yeah, that's going to be too dark. That's going to read white. I want something to read yellow. I have these yellows, but this is a number 8 perlé, and this is, I think, a number 5. Yes, these are 5 perlés. Same colorway, different thickness, and I would like something thin, I think, to start. That's my plan. And so I have thimble A and I have thimble B, depending on how things go. Now we need a needle. Where are my needles? There. Oops, there. So I'm going to use this needle. It's got this nice thread on it, but I don't want to use that thread. Nope, I don't. So I have been working on a couple of other thread related projects. One is a cover for, each are covers, one for a Christmas journal and one for a I'm going to say an everyday journal. It's not an everyday journal. It is just another journal that I've made. It is the Junk Journal Round Robin Journal. Okay. And now we are going to do, what is it, the lazy person's length. There we are. Okay. Start with that. There's the thread. Where did I put the needle? Nope, nope. It's for this exact reason that these scissors, I put a tiny magnet on it so that I can always put my needle on my scissors and it will stay generally fixed, and I don't need to look for my needle, I need to look for my scissors. But this is the first time that I've done this kind of work. Oops. In this format, and so I need to sort myself out. Come on, you know it, you know it. There we are. Look at that. Look at that. Practically finished. And anybody who is interested, this is 100% Perle cotton number 8, and it is the colorway number 10 OAK. It might be oak, or it might stand for something. So I've also got my pliers in case there is some hard pull throughs. And I have 4 here. I have the tree, the bird, the bow, and the bell. I'm going to start with the tree because it's the one that's on top. And I don't know if I'm going to do all of the centers the same way, get them out of the way, and then I'm free to do the rest. Let's get one thread in first, shall we? Let's try that. So, okay, so my thought was that I would do a blanket stitch around here. And let's go ahead and do that. Let's just try. What could possibly go wrong? So, yep, we're okay. We are right. I don't think I need to be super I was going to say careful. I need to move this in a bit. Is it better if I go closer? I can always go closer, I think. There. It might get weird because I'm going to be coming up and close, up and down to my face. But we'll see. We'll see how this works. Okay. These might be too far away. They might be too close. I don't know. As with any kind of improvisational anything, we can always fix it in post. We can say it's supposed to be that way, and it'll always give us an opportunity to do something slightly different. And so this does not pop against that color. It will against, I think, the red and the green. And so I'll go for about an hour, I think. It's usually how long I can last on a video. It'd be better if I do that way. Oops. I think I'm supposed to. I think how do I want to say this? It's not so much as supposed to, but I think the general idea is to do the lines. And I'm essentially not going to do the lines. I'm going to turn the corners, and I'm going to not follow the rules. No, I don't like it that way. Or what I could do, I suppose I could, and then just every single one is going to be, so this line, this line, this whole line, that whole line, that whole line. Like, that's probably what I should do. Let's do that. That way I don't have to make any left-hand turns. And there's a bit more of a frame to it. I still don't have the outside lined with a distance yet, like a seam allowance. And my plan, my thought, and I do have one, is that I will work from the inside out. See how that works. Possibly not at all. There, look at that. Wow, fancy. Rebecca at Dances with Pit Bulls does, I've been just gobbling up her videos like crazy, learning and watching and understanding her process and, you know, her methods and all that kind of stuff, so that I can get a handle on what I'm supposed to be doing. And what was I going to say? One of the things she does is what was my point? No idea what my point was. Sorry about that. This will happen. For anybody new, I have brain trouble, and so I quite often will forget entire things. No, it goes this way. Perfectly fine. I have great circle of care. There's no worries. It's just that every now and then it just frips out. And it's currently, I have no idea what I was going to say. It'll be all right. But it will annoy me, because I don't like not remembering what I was going to say. I was talking about, now I'm just trying to recall what I was talking about. So there's the natural, so there is a seam here, and then there is a seam allowance there, and it's almost like it's a natural spot to put the needle down. Once you get, like, you can feel where the bulk is, which is not a problem and certainly makes for consistent stitches. Okay, I've got two. And I want to do this other green one. I think these other colors I'm going to have to do some, you know what, we're just going to keep going. I am learning. I don't need to worry. Ow. It's a needle. Needles are sharp. Oh, I know what I was going to say. So, one of the things that Rebecca does from time to time is that she will just, not just, all of the seams will be done with the Cretan stitch. And so there will be a uniformity of stitch style. And then other times she will embellish it within an inch of its life. Both are equally lovely to look at. I think there's a sense of, when in doubt, Cretan stitch. And I think there's, I should say, not a few, because there's a lot, but there are standard go-to stitches as the infrastructure, stitch infrastructure. That's not what I want to call it. It's you lay a layer of stitching down, and it's going to be one of about 6 different kinds. Okay, I've run out of thread. Cretan stitch is one, blanket stitch is another, feather stitch, herringbone, and hem stitch. And then the daisy chains and back stitching. Stand by while I thread. It's never ideal when you cut your nails. See, I didn't forget. It was just a gap, just like a sudden Etch-a-Sketch. Clear. Now, where are we? We are here. We're here in this big stage. I was at the fabric store yesterday, and I had a whole different set of eyes on in terms of looking at the fabric. I needed to get some white thread. And I don't normally buy new fabric unless I am making something for someone. Some people are fussy about where the fabric has come from, and that's okay. They can do them. Anyways, I was looking for other kinds of fabric that would have nice boldish kind of center bits. I have 2 thoughts about what to do with this kind of stitching. One is it would be fun to create Christmas ornaments, and the other would be, this would make fabulous bunting. Highly complex Christmas bunting. It wouldn't be a square, of course, it would be a triangle or whatever. I think there's about 3 or 4 shapes you can get. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yep, we're okay. Yep, we're okay. So each one of these, I'm on the wrong side of this. Okay. So I need to be, the bite needs to be on that side of the seam, I think. Well, it doesn't have to be. But that's what I'm going to do. Ow! Because I think the point of the stitching is that it gives you the illusion or the image or the idea that it is how these seams can be secured. Okay. We're just going to go straight over that. See how it works. I did that the wrong way. There's your problem. Entirely possible that somebody's yelling at the screen. And that's totes okay. It'll be fine, we'll fix it in post. Oops. Ah. Nothing like a good old-fashioned pick out. There we are. So, there we are. That's... I started at that end. I should have started at that end. And so what is my mistake? So all of these lines are pointing away from this tree, and this was pointing towards it. Which probably didn't matter. Exactly. Glad these squares aren't any bigger than 10 by 10. So I got one more left. And then we are well and truly underway. I did that the wrong way. That's going to be okay. So this fabric, the center fabric here is like an upholstery, or it's thicker than just a basic cotton or poly or whatever. So going through it is a little bit more, it's meatier. Ta-da! So it doesn't really look that much improved. And it's entirely possible that if I use a darker thread here, it will kind of simmer this down a bit. So we've got the blanket stitch done. We can use this. This is possibly a DMC 895. Not that anybody, I don't know that anybody, is that something that we care about? Possibly not. And I say possibly not because we're largely using thrifted stuff and stuff that comes from wherever. And Lord knows I have a goodly sum of that too. Now then, I can do this with either, I want to split it. I'm just separating this into two, so I have 3 strands. Whee! So there's the spare, and here's the current. Come on. Nope, not yet. This hole is so beansy. Yes, the 45-degree angle does work. There we are. Okay, now then, after all that chirping, what did I want to do? Okay, so we've got the blanket stitch. Let's make some notes here. What did I say? We have Cretin, herringbone, feather, hem, daisy, straight, those are sort of the base ones. You know, this would really be fun to create randomization, meaning that's an easy 6. So every time you had to pick a theme, you rolled the dice, and the dice would be whatever the thing is. That would be super fun. So I like the hem stitch. Okay. Now what? So I can just do the hem, start there. I never know how to start the hem stitch. Maybe it just comes up this way. I don't know. It's probably a little bit too tall, but there we are. I don't know what to do about this banging into each other. Now that I've started doing it for real, that's something I need to check. This isn't ideally. The bottom one I always have trouble with because I want to pull the thread one way and it doesn't actually tighten it. It just gives it a gap. So that should be that way. Yep, okay, now we're all right. I think, maybe. And then this. Yeah, we're okay. Oops. So I do an awful lot of journaling, junk journaling, and this is absolutely journal adjacent because there are a lot of people who journal and sew in their journals, create sewing journals, etc., etc. And I want, not that the algorithm is going to care, but it might have a bit of a burp. It's like, what are you doing? Classified you as paper, and now you're doing material. Pick a lane! That's the thing. Human beings don't like to be in lanes. They go exploring. Oops. Oops. Part of me thinks that, oh, I've done these way too wide, meaning they should be much closer, but I think wide is probably the right way to do this. Because if you're not doing it wide, the subsequent layers that you put on it aren't going to have any room to flourish. So that was a long seam. I don't know why I keep patting it. And is this going to be long enough? Can I play chicken with the thread? You know what? I have more thread than sense. So I'm going to say we are going to be generous with the thread. Everybody get through? Everybody got through. Good job. Good job. Watch out. Okay. So that went to there, and this one goes to here. Okay. Okay. I need some more tea. I suppose I can leave a little bit of a gap, because whatever doodly-doo we do there, we don't want it really banging into this. So there. It just sort of comes up like that. Boom. Okay, so you can hardly see that, which may be okay. Might have been better had we used a red. Because these are essentially the three colors that I'm going to be using, maybe. But let's keep going with the green. I think there is merit in doing something simple to start. So that next one is going to be that one, which is going to be long. That one going to be longish. And this one going to be short. So let's try this one first. Let's see what we get. I just finished watching one of Dances with Pitbull's thrift hauls from a very long time ago, maybe years. And golly, the fabrics are yummy. She got a whole pile of jewelry and lace and all kinds of things, and I completely understand how this kind of quilting changes your position on what is usable at the thrift store. And it always is a dangerous place for me, and this is making it even more dangerous. Because it's like, oh, right, I get it. So this that I've just chirped out is about where this is placed relative to the seam. So the seam is here. You can have them equal apart. You can err on the side of one, or you can err on the side of the other. And this feels like I am erring on this side, which is perfectly fine. It's just an observation about how variation can be created. Well, that didn't help. There we are. Here we are. That's better. So if I were to decorate this, I might be more inclined to decorate it on the green side. And there. I have 2 Ort jars going, and I think I will need a third. There. Need some more of this. I'm splitting this in 2 again. Yep, there we are. I suppose I could pull out the 3 individual strands, but I don't know. I've never done it that way. Doesn't make it right or wrong. I am so tempted to wanting to press this. And certainly once you get the beads and everything going, I don't think that becomes an option. Oh, I nearly had it. Nope. There. Okay, here we are. Come on. Oh, that did not work. So that's a mess. And it's a mess because one of the threads came out. Wow. Now what do I do? Is anyone going to care? I'm going to go no. Oh, hey, this is what we could do. Hundred knots later. I'm going to do this one. And we're going to do a 4-ply. Okay, so this way. So this has got a line pattern to it. And oh, do I ever want to keep to the lines. We okay? What's happening? Pulled some of the back through. I don't know where this is coming from. There we are. Okay. I can hear some of you saying it doesn't really matter, and I know it doesn't. Part of my brain totally knows. There's another screaming part of my brain that says, follow the line. There. or a joke in car, when you have an accident with your car, and then men will look at it and go, oh, this, you know, buff it out. Felt like that's what I was just doing. Oh, I'll buff it out. Have we switched lanes? We haven't switched lanes, have we? We haven't. I should have stopped. There. And there. Oh, that looks dorky, but oh well. Okay, so let's have a look at that. So that's as far as we've gotten so far. So we've gotten blanket stitch all around the center in a nice kind of bright yellow. And then next sort of round out is hem stitch in dark green. And I think I might keep doing that in dark green. I think. And I'll assume that that is my test. So I'm going to stop here. Ooh, I might sneeze too. Hang on. Nope, I'm not going to sneeze. Okay, so I am going to work offline on the other three in largely the same methodology. So blanket stitch in the middle, and then the green hem stitch along the sides. So that's all for now. Please take very good care of yourself. Stay out of trouble. Love you lots, and we'll see you soon. Bye now.